everyone, and welcome to episode 16 of the WhotKnot podcast. My name is Kathy. I am a disabled maker after a car accident in 2007, and this is a podcast all about the crafty things that I get up to, whether it's making them or buying them. So, first off, I would like to say a big thank you to everybody that watched my last podcast right through until the Etsy seller, which for those of you that did know, that was when I announced my 500 subscriber giveaway. And the winner was going to be winning some PotagerSoaps, and I've got them all packaged up here ready to go. Yeah, I'll show them to you again. I've got the little the bunnies, and the thing that I asked you to do was in the comment to leave the word soap, and I can tell you that I kept track of everybody that did that, and there was 68 people that watched it through. And this is the little soaps. There's a chocolate one and this one, the marshmallow one, and as I said last time, they smell delicious. And I might have actually gone back to her shop and bought a few things because I think that they're going to be nice Christmas presents. Anyway, so without further ado, the winner is, I gave everybody a number from 1 to 68, put it in the random generator, and number 42 was the number that came up. So I counted through. So the winner of that, and I'm hoping I pronounce your surname correctly, I will put your full name on the screen here, was Nicole Lavoie. Lavoie. Nicole Lavoie. So you've won, Nicole. You left a lovely comment. I really appreciate you watching the podcast. I appreciate all of you watching the podcast all the way through. And I really enjoyed reading all the comments that you all left about the soaps. And if you could get in touch with me, Nicole, DM me on Instagram, that'd be great. And I will get that in the post to you. So thanks again. Thank you to everybody that left a little comment with the word soap. And I will do that again at some point in time. In fact, I've got another announcement today, and I am doing a Kim from the Krazykatlady.kreative on Instagram contacted me and asked me if I would be interested in doing a collaboration with her, and I said yes. So we are going to do a joint giveaway, and unfortunately we've had a little chat about it, and it will be for the Australian subscribers and watchers only. But don't fear, I will do a giveaway again very soon that will include all of you. So I do appreciate all my international subscribers, and I know there's quite a few of you, not just here but on Instagram. So there's that. But yeah, just for this one, it's the Australian people only. And Kim came up with the idea, and I thought it was quite good. So to enter this giveaway, what you need to do, because I'm kind of celebrating the fact that I've hit 1,000 subscribers on my Instagram, and I asked Kim what she'd like me to say, and she just wanted everybody to know how grateful she is for all the purchases that you make in her Etsy shop, and she's got some lovely little bits and pieces. I did feature Kim's store a couple of episodes ago. She loves making all these little things, and her big thank you was just thank you to you all, because she gets so much pleasure out of making them and sending her little kitty crafty things out to you all. So yeah, so go and check Kim out, check her store out, check her Instagram out. I will link that all below for you. So what you have to do for this giveaway is, if you go and visit mine or Kim's Etsy store, take a screenshot of something that you particularly like in the store and post it on your Instagram with the hashtag, and I'll insert the hashtag here, Kath and Kim Giveaway 2020. And we will have a look through those, and there will be 2 winners. I will give a winner and Kim's going to give a winner, and you will get a $35 voucher to buy something in either of our stores. So there'll be 2 winners and you will get $35 each. So yeah, if that's a little bit confusing, I hope it's not. Message me, but we will also put it on Instagram as well. So hopefully we can all work it out. I've never done an Instagram giveaway before, and I watched a few YouTube channels to see how you actually do it. So I have to say I'm not 100% sure on it, but what I'm thinking is if you tag us and use the hashtag, I will be able to find you and we will collaborate a list. I'll send the list to Kim as well, and we will work winners out from the list. That's what I'm thinking, and that's what I'm hoping. So it's all a learning curve. I've only ever done giveaways on my YouTube channel, which I feel pretty comfortable with now. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, down to the business of the podcast. So what am I wearing today? I've got my Ranunculus on, which I knit a couple of months ago, and this is in the nettle yarn. And I've got this on today because it's hot. And I know it's warming up because this is the second time I've had to start recording, because there was a big blowy buzzing around in this room and he kept dive bombing me. So I had to start again while I raced out and got some fly spray. So I haven't sprayed him yet. I couldn't find him. He did a runner. Anyway, so yeah, I really like this top. It's really cool. It's light. It's comfortable. I have bought some more of this yarn. It hasn't arrived yet, but it's really nice to work with. It's got a nice fuzz on it. I will say that when I was knitting it, the yarn feels scratchy and tough, but after you wash it, it's soft and really, really nice. So there's that. So that's what I'm wearing, yep, today. Now, I've got a few finished objects, but I will tell you next podcast, I don't know if I'm going to have a finished knitted object because I've managed to hurt my elbow. Yep, I've been busy dyeing up some yarn for a shop update on Friday, and with scanning it and everything, which my husband normally does, but he's been away, I've hurt my elbow. So hopefully I've taken a little bit of a painkiller today, so hopefully I don't say anything stupid, and hopefully I am coherent. But, you know, even if I didn't take a painkiller, either of those things could potentially happen. So I have hurt my elbow. It is pretty sore. It has been keeping me awake. So I'm going to lay off the knitting and things like that. But I've got some other ideas for some other things to work on, because that's not going to stop me from continuing my crafting journey. All right, finished objects. Let's get into it. Let's have a look. All right, I've got a couple of finished objects actually. So I'll start off with my watercolour, which I did this the other day. It was just a quick one because I was busy doing a few other things and I was losing the light, which you probably saw on the Instagram. So I was going to paint one of my dogs, but that would have taken a bit longer, and this was a quick and easy one for me to do. And I do like to get them up for you guys once a fortnight. Many of you enjoy that time-lapse painting. So, yep, that was the one I got up today. So, or this week. So that was that guy. That's a finished object. And then I finished Mill's socks. Where are they? They're under the pile here. Got stuff everywhere. Yeah, I finished Mill's socks, both of these. They turned out really nicely. They've washed and blocked beautifully. This is Regia 4-ply and it's self-striping, as you can see. And I've used the Lana Grossa for the contrasting heels, cuffs and toes. And it's just a plain vanilla sock, except for after the last pair I knit for Mill, she's got chubby legs, so I cast on 72 stitches for the leg, and then as I'm getting closer I decrease down because she's got tiny feet. So I decrease down so that I'm down to 64 stitches by the time I get to the foot. But she said that she was still finding the foot section to be a little, it fits with negative ease, but she can only wear it for a little while before it feels a bit too loose. So once I had finished the heel flap and the gusset and I got back to the knitting section, I've ribbed this section here. So I'm hoping that that will help with the fitting of the socks. So we will see. But I really, really like this yarn. I like knitting with it. It's fun to see it coming together. I did try and make them identical. And as you can see, at the top there, they started identical, but it must have been a different section because I got to the blue and then the next blue stripe wasn't where it was supposed to be. So they're not, and as you can see down at the toes there, they don't match. So I'm calling them sisters but not twins, and once Mill's got them on her feet, I don't think it'll matter. So I was really happy with those, and I am knitting her another pair, and she has asked me to make her a crochet hook case. So I will be doing that in the next 2 weeks, and I'll show that on the next podcast, and then these will all be going out in the mail to her. So that's that. Now, the next thing is I was watching YouTube, as you do, and I came across this lady, and her name is Darlene Michaud. And she does lots of quilting and things like that. And she was doing, she did a whole series a while ago. I just stumbled across it on Crumb quilting. And I thought, oh, I'm going to have a go at that. And so I did. So this is what I've made. So all of my little scrappy bits and pieces that I had in my, I've got all these bits in my bag that I use to do my English paper piecing. And I did some small blocks of each one. Now, she's got about 10 YouTube episodes on how you actually create this crumb quilting. And she makes it look dead easy. And I can tell you, it's, unless your brain works in a special way, I've decided, it's not as easy as you would think it could be. But I managed to get these 4 squares, and I've made this little wall hanging. And what this is for, on the other side, I've put my little Florence bee that I got the kit from Lindsay. And my plan for this is to put my enamel pins on it. So, as my husband said, you're going to hang that on the wall with this to the back so nobody can see it with your enamel pins. And I said yes. So, I don't know, the things we do, hey? But I was happy with that, how that turned out. I bought this little hanging a couple of weeks ago, in fact 4 weeks ago, because I bought it the last time I went and had coffee with the knitting ladies, and I'm due to go and have another visit with them tomorrow. So I bought that little hanger 4 weeks ago, and now I've used it, and I'm happy that I've got Florence in action, and she'll be on the wall, and my hubby's going to hang that up for me. So I have quilted that slightly. It's got some wadding in it, and with the vintage buttons that I got last time, I've stuck a vintage button in the centre there. But as you can see, all the fabrics, some of them I use for the rope bowls. You might recognise them if you've bought a rope bowl. You can see some of the scrappy fabrics. So yeah, it was fun. I really enjoyed doing it, and I would do it a bit more, I think. I think the more that you did it, the easier it would be to wrap your brain around it. But yeah, it was fun. It's interesting, and I will link Darlene's YouTube channel below if you want to go and check that out and follow the way she recommends you do it. She explains it really well, and she demonstrates it really well, but yeah, I think that you've got to train your brain to work in a certain way to piece all the bits together. My brain needs a bit more training in that department, apparently. Alright, so, and the last sewing thing that I've got here that I've made, my last finished object, I have been watching a podcast called Crafting with Fee, I think it's called. Craft with Fee, and she's an Australian lady, and she runs a series. She's doing a Christmas Create Along series at the moment where she's making Christmas decorations, and I would be interested in making some of those. But she did a series where you make things for your handbag, and she did a series where you make sewing items. So the first thing that I made, and you've probably all seen these before, is I made this little pod, and what it does is you open it up by squeezing the edges, and you can put your sewing bits in it. I've put my thimble in it, so I've got a little thimble there, and that comes in handy, and I'm just keeping that in there. I've lined it with some nice fabric, and I'll show you later on in my purchases, but Mill gave me some beautiful fabric, and that's what I've used, and I really liked this stitch. I'll show it to you on the other item. So there's I've made 3 of the 4 pieces out of her series. So there was a little basket is the only thing I didn't make to catch your threads when you're sewing, but I need more than a little basket to catch my threads. I need a rubbish bin. So then I made the little scissors case. So that's that little one, and I put a vintage button on it, but what I did is I cut the back off it and hot glued it on so it sits flush. And obviously this one is designed to hold your scissors. So I've got my scissors in there, and on the back of it I've put a little handmade. And on the YouTube the demonstration that she does, she mainly glues it together. She doesn't do much in the way of sewing on it, but I felt like I wanted to sew the edges together just to give them a finished look. So she glues this panel on the front, and I sewed it on. I actually used, I watched So Sweet Violet the other day, and I used the technique that she demonstrates for quilting, which is almost, I don't know if you'll be able to see it there, it's almost like a blanket stitch along the edge of it, and I thought that gave it a nice finish. And then I felt like I wanted something else around the edge of it, so I did a YouTube search on embroidered edging, and I found a stitch, and it's called the Palestrina stitch, and it's a really easy stitch to do, and it gives a really nice little bobbled edge effect, and I thought it was really nice. So I've done that around everything so it matches. And it's funny because years ago I bought a sewing basket off eBay, and it was full of stuff. Whoever used to own it had all bits and, you know, threads and bits of lace and pins and all sorts of stuff. And this thread was in it, along with some of this lace that I've used. So this was the third thing I've made. The lace on the front of that was in that eBay basket that I picked up. And I've done the same thing again with the button there. I cut the back off it and hot glued it on. I have sewn that English piecing hexagon on the front there, but I've left a bit of wadding in it, so it was a bit puffy. And I've put a little stitch marker on it, and on the back I've put the handmade. And because I've had purchased some new needles lately and they were expensive, so I wanted to keep them nice. That's what actually got me on the hunt. I had my new needles and I thought, I don't want to put them with the other ones. I want to remember that they're the good ones. And that's when I found this, and then I found the other bits, and I thought, oh, I'm going to make all of those. So on the front there, so when you open it, I made a mistake. This piece was supposed to be cut out as big as the background, but the way I hid that was I also had this vintage lace in the sewing basket, so I did actually glue that on around the edge there, and I embroidered the flowers on the inside there. And she only put, I think, 1 page in, but I've put 3 pages in because, as per our previous discussions, I will potentially buy some more pins. So I thought I might need some more room. So I sewed that down there and put a little bit of decoration on it, and it's got 3 pins. So I put my new Japanese needles in there. I've got a tapestry needle, and I have got some very fine bead needles there. And then the back piece was, that's how the front piece was supposed to be, that size. But yeah, I cut the wrong size out. But I think I covered that up pretty well. And I was pretty happy with how that turned out. And again, I did the embroidery all around the edge of it, which I think it's really pretty. I would definitely use that stitch again. I was very happy with that. Yeah, so I'm all set for my sewing, and I was thinking that they were pretty nice. See if I can hold them all up for you together. Really sweet, hey? Yeah. So that's that, and they're all my finished objects. So I feel like I did pretty well. As I said, next week I don't know if I'll have much knitting. I've got a knitting project and I'm trying to get Mill's sock finished, but we'll see how we go with that. I don't want to aggravate the problem. I thought if I just let my elbow, because of the way I hold the needles, I hold my knitting needles like this. As I've told you before, with limited hand function, these are the socks, I'll show them to you in a minute, but when I'm knitting, I set my hand up, so I hold my knitting in it like this, pull my wrist back like I've shown you to hold that, and then when I'm knitting, I've noticed I angle my hand like that, and when I'm knitting, I think that puts a lot of pressure on this little muscle in here. And then aggravating that with the winding up the skeins, it's made it pretty sore. So I feel like it'll mend pretty quickly, but in the meantime, I'm going to be careful because I don't want to not be able to do my knitting in the future. All right, enough waffling on about my aches and pains. Let's talk about works in progress. So while I've got it out, this is my mint tea sock. This is one almost finished. I've just done the heel turn, so it's got the heel and I'm ready to start the foot. I am going to do the same thing on this sock. It's been a bit tricky actually because this is a free pattern, so I'm not giving anything away, but I cast on the 72 stitches and I didn't want to interrupt the pattern, but I want to get down to the 64 stitches for Mill's foot. So I've got to decrease and keep the pattern correct. So far so good. I've got 2 more stitches to decrease on the front there to get it down to the 32 stitches that I need. And I think it'll be good. I've got the 32 stitches on the back. And what I'm going to do, my plan is to continue the pattern down the front of the foot, but on the underneath of the foot I'm going to ribbit. But you'll see all that when I've finished it. But I really like this wool. It's knitting up really nicely. I don't know. Really pretty wool. This is the wool I told you about last week that I got ages ago. Have I got my ticket here? I don't think I have. But if you're interested in the yarn, you can have a look on last week's podcast where I talked about it a lot more. And of course I'm still keeping that in my lovely little project bag from Lindsay. And also on the note of Lindsay has created a pattern for the ballerina cowl, and super exciting news, it's going to be released pretty soon. So if you're not subscribed to Lindsay's Instagram and you would be interested, it's a really, really pretty cowl. Yeah, go and check out Lindsay's Instagram and you'll be able to see when that is going to be released. Okay, so let me have a look at my whips. Okay, so my Zweig is still on the needles. I haven't finished the body yet. I've done a couple more rows on that, but as I said, I've been flat out doing some dyeing for the shop, just because my stock got a little bit low, so I'm trying to bring it up again. So I've only done a little bit more on that, but what I have cast on, and I'll just grab that here, is I had this yarn from, let me see if I can hold all 3 up, YarnsByTheBay. I'm not making it look really pretty with that big bit of yarn bath hanging off the front of it there. So let me see if I can do that again. There we go. Such pretty yarn. Look at the colours, so beautiful. She does a lovely job, and I'll tell you what she does do a lovely job on. When you get them, they're so neat and tidy, such tidy skeins. Anybody that's bought yarn off me knows that that's not what you get when you buy yarn off me. Her yarn is beautifully skeined. It looks lovely. And she's in Tassie, so she's a local to, well, not really local to me, but she's Australian. Where's my glasses gone? There we go. I've got her ticket here. And I know she's just done a little bit of a shop update as well. So if you're interested in her lovely yarn, go and check out YarnsByTheBay. This is the deluxe sock, 85% extra fine merino and 15% nylon. And the colours that I've got here are, now I believe that Posy and Bouquet, I'm not sure which is which because my husband put the tickets on them, but of course I didn't keep them on them. And the green one is Edge of Winter, but that's got some really nice colours in it. There we go. That's got some beautiful colours in it. Some really nice greens and greeny blues with a few warm yellows and rusty colours. It's really pretty. I'm looking forward to knitting that section. So yeah, the shawl that I've cast on is the Ashbrook by Tamy Gore, and I'll insert a picture of it here. And I've only done a little bit of it because I was working on my socks. I want to get those socks finished for Mill. So that's how much I've got at this stage. It's a really pretty pattern. It's really mindless knitting, just plain knitting. You've just got to remember to do your decreases and increases. And yeah, the yarn's really soft. It's knitting up beautifully. It's a very pretty yarn. So check out YarnsByTheBay. So that is one of my whips. So my sock, my shawl and my Zweig are my whips. So yeah, I think that's everything there. And the next thing is my Etsy store. So I have bought a few little bits and pieces because, as I said in the beginning, the giveaway that we are currently doing is for Australian residents only. But I will be doing some giveaways in the future, and I have purchased a few little bits and pieces for those giveaways as well. I've got a few bits. I thought maybe I'll do one at Christmas time. It's racing up on us. But I have bought this as a gift for Mill for Christmas. So if your name's Mill and you're my daughter and you want this to be a surprise, skip forward 5 minutes. Anyway, I'll show you. First, I'll just tell you the shop is called Aginuz. I'll write the shop name here, but I've got her business card, so I'll show you that. And these are a couple of little needle minders that I've purchased. Super cute, really cute. They're really strong magnets actually, because I just had something else. Like, they're a pretty big pair of scissors and they magnetize onto it really strongly, so it's a strong magnet. And this came so beautifully packaged. I actually have taken a photograph of it, which I will insert here. It came with a little bag of lollies, which I'm all about. So she did a beautiful job on the packaging, and her name is Cherie. She's in Canberra, and I'll link her Instagram. I'll tell you her Instagram. She has got 99 sales. She often runs, I'm pretty sure I bought these at a 30% discount. She often runs a discount. She has free shipping over $80. And I paid $15 each for these needle minders, and she's got a few different sorts. And I paid $30 for the things I'm going to show you next. So this is what I got for Mill. She's going to be getting this for Christmas. It's so cute. I got that for Mill because look, she's got the same sort of red hair like Mill. And it's got all these little beads and things on it, which I actually thought when I bought them that they were stitch markers. But I don't think they are. This is literally just for putting on your keys. It feels like that latch feels heavy duty, good quality. And there is a lot of detail in that little girl. She's so cute. Look at her big eyes. The colours are really pretty, vivid. They're showing up pretty true to colour on the camera there, on the monitor that I can see. And yeah, so I got that one. I got two others. So one of these, oh, it's caught in the ribbon on my show notes book. Okay, got it. I got this one. These were, she sells these for $30 each. But as I say, I got them at a discount of 30% off that price. And she, as I said, she often runs the specials. But I got this one because I thought, for all you nitty people out there, this sheep. So this one will probably be in a future giveaway because it is a sheep, and I feel like it kind of relates to what we talk about here on the podcast with the knitting and stuff. So that one, super cute. And the last one that I got is for me. And I couldn't resist it because it's a little foxy dog. Where is it? And it's really cute. They're all cute actually. And she makes these herself. And yeah. So she's a really worthwhile Etsy store to check out. She's got a few more subscribers than a few more sales than what I normally go for. But my criteria when I'm looking for Etsy shops is for them to have less than 120 sales. And she fell into that category at 99 sales. So yeah, I think that they're adorable. I think that they're good value, and especially if you can get in on one of her sales, and of course free shipping. So you've done a great job there, Cherie, and I'm very happy with not just the purchase but the way you presented it and sent it on over to me. So yeah, go and check her out. And I'll link all her details as always in my show notes. And as I've said to you guys before, I try and keep pretty detailed show notes. If there's ever anything that I do talk about and I don't put in the show notes and you're interested in it, just message me and I will hunt down whatever information it is that you're after and get it to you. So, my future plans for the coming week are that I am going to be careful, as I said, with my elbow, but there's a few little projects that I've sort of had sitting there that I haven't gotten around to. I bought a few. I've got a couple of little projects like this sort of thing sitting around to make these, and I've also bought one where I live. There's a group and they paint rocks, and occasionally, like, they just disperse them around the island and you might come across them. And the other day my hubby came home from work and I wasn't going to show you this, but I'll show it to you. He found this in our rock garden out the front. And it's made by the people on the island that make these and paint them, and they just leave them around for you to find and get a little bit of a smile from. I've got a thread hanging around. And on the back of it, so they must have heard the dogs barking, and on the back of it, it says, "Happy Fur Mother's Day in ISO 2020. And on the back of it, it tells you that you can keep it or rehide it, and they want you to take a picture of it and put it on their Facebook page to say that it's been found. But I thought, as I wanted to keep this one, I thought I would paint some rocks myself. So I've got a little kit there which I've had for a while, and I thought over the next 2 weeks I'll do a little bit of creating see what I come up with, that when my husband takes the dogs for a walk, he can leave them around the island and see what happens. So I'll work on those in the coming week, coming 2 weeks as well. But other than that, the next section that I'll be talking about is the For Me, From Me, which is my purchases. So if you are not interested in watching that, that is perfectly fine. I've enjoyed your company, and I will be back in 2 weeks with an update. I am going to be talking about my shop update at the end of this. So if you're interested in that, but not the purchases, you can fast forward to that section. I'll leave a timestamp here as to when that starts. But other than that, no news. No other news. It's been very quiet here. Mum's going quite good with her hat. She's powering through it. I think she's up to the decreases, so I might have that for the next podcast to show you. She hasn't reported back to me on whether she actually likes the circulars or not. But she certainly churned through knitting it. So I spoke to her the other day and she seems to be enjoying that. Yeah, all is well. But as I say, that's about it from me this fortnight. So if you're not interested in my purchases, thank you so much, and I will see you in 2 weeks. But for the rest of us, let's see what I've been buying. Alright, so what have I been spending my hard-earned money on? Let's have a look. So, let's see. First up, I don't know if you guys remember, quite a few episodes ago, I had on my Stevie jumper that I'd knit off out of the Baroque, and I've also knit Mills Ursa out of the Baroque, and I really like that yarn, and I was looking around because I wanted to get some more of it, and I found somebody doing a destash on eBay. And it's not exactly the colour I wanted, but let's face it, when you get it for the price, you know, on a destash price, you don't quibble about the colour too much. Although, having said that, I do quite like the colour. It's a steel blue, I would call that, Baroque Remix. And this is made out of recycled yarn. It's so soft, it's really easy to wash, it's easy to wear, it's easy to knit. And I think that colour will suit me okay. But at some point, I plan on knitting myself another Stevie with that. And she had exactly the right number of balls. That's what the last one took me to knit, 5 balls. And I felt like that was destiny. So I got that. And then when I was trying to decide what shawl to knit, I kept calling it the Fairy Bread shawl, and Deb on Instagram said to me, I said, oh, I keep calling it the Fairy Bread shawl, it's the Fairy Bead shawl, and she said, oh, maybe you should design a shawl called the Fairy Bread shawl. So of course that got my brain ticking over, and I purchased a couple of books to have a look at some different knitting stitches. So I got this one, which is 400 knitting stitches by PotagerSoap. And I really like this size book. It's easy for me to handle. It's got some, like, it's very clearly laid out. The pattern is clear. The information, I've had a really good look through this one. The only thing is I don't know why they've done them all in the cream colour. I think that maybe a different colour, but maybe they feel like the stitches show a bit better. But it's laid out into sections, so you've got your cables, you've got the knit, just plain knit and pearls they call it, cross-stitched and cables, so depending on what you're interested in. So I've had lacy stitches, so yeah, I've had a good look through that. So I got that one, and I also got this one, which is a much bigger book. And after looking through them both, you don't need both. You only need one or the other. This one is has got more stitches in. It is a bit harder for me to handle, but I still quite like the information in this one. I'll show you how this is laid out. It's got, I don't know if you can see on the edge there, it's got like an index of colours which show you the different sections. They've used colour prints in fabrics and stuff. So yeah, I don't really think you need to get both of them. And what I thought I would do is when I'm doing my Christmas giveaway, because I don't need both of them, I might put this one for anyone that's interested in the giveaway that I'm going to be putting together. So, as I said, I'm getting a few bits together, and there's no point me having two of them if you could use one, so I will keep that to one side. But yeah, this is quite good. I think for my purpose this will be good. When I'll get round to creating this fantastic shawl, I don't know, but I'll have all the stuff that I need to do it. It's got some really nice patterns and stitches in it. And yeah, so that's something that I've purchased and I'm interested in doing at some point. And apart from doing YouTube, I love Instagram. I'm always on Instagram various times of the day, catching up with you all. I like the instantaneousness of Instagram, and I was looking at it probably about 4 weeks ago, and I came across a post, and I just want to make sure I get okay, I hope the camera angle and everything's the same. Battery just died. You know, you've been waffling on for too long when the battery dies. Anyway, I'm recharged and ready to continue. So as I was saying, I want to get this name right, and I was looking at karenjwasson on Instagram, and she had a picture of a lovely little felt dog, and I thought, I quite like that little felt dog. I'd like to make that too. And she let me know that she got it in a kit in a magazine called Molly Makes, which I was not familiar with, but she said it was a while ago, so I was on the hunt. Anyway, I hunted it down and I found it. And this is another thing that I'll be making this fortnight. So I found the magazine. So thanks, Karen. Thanks for showing that on Instagram. And her little dog looks exactly like this. She did a great job on her little dog. So if you want to see this little dog made up, I'll put Karen's Instagram in. You can go and have a look at her little dog. But I plan on making that, and I plan on reading that magazine. And when I bought this off eBay, she has quite a few of these magazines, and I saw another one that I was interested in, and so I picked that up as well. So I got this one too, and that's got a little kit in it also to make a wreath, a winter wreath. But it's got some cute little handmade things in it. I'm looking forward to sitting down outside in the sun this coming week and having a good look through both of those magazines. So, as I said, I haven't ever bought these magazines before, and thanks for introducing me to them, Karen. And now I will be busy making my little dog so we can be twins and have matching dogs. So, yeah, I'm excited about that. Love that sort of stuff. And then, because I've been doing a little bit of embroidery on my bags and things like that, I came across an Etsy store, so I made a purchase on that. And this Etsy store is called Not Another Hat. Not Another Hat. And this is her card. And she put a note on the back of it. Hi Kathy, thanks for choosing Not Another Hat upcycled mending yarn. So she upcycles wool. She has quite a lot of wool on her shop, and she washes it, re-dyes it, and makes all sorts of things. So I bought 2 of her packs of threads that she had. This one's at the back of the other one, but you can kind of see it. So this is sort of like your greens, which I thought would be handy if I was embroidering flowers and I wanted a bit of a foliage. It's got a bit of glare on it. And the other one that I got is in the pinks, so I thought that would be quite good for doing flowers and things of that nature as well. I'm just trying to pull that apart so I can show it to you properly. So there's the one on the back there. So it's got the pinks and there's yellows and rusty colours there. Mend it. So yeah, this is mending yarn, but I thought it would be nice to do a bit of embroidery with it. And on the cards it tells you how much because it's recycled. So they seem to all have about 15 metres. The green ones have 15 metres in them also. But as I said, a few different coloured greens there. It's a bit glary. There we go, that might be better. And a pale mint one on the end there. So that was quite nice. That was also beautifully packed. Beautifully packed. And she sent me a free one. So I got that one as well, which is in a nice yellow colour. And on the back here it says, make it an artwork, not just a repair. Use Mend It for creative mending. And on the back also it tells you what weight it is. So whether it's lace, you've got a choice between cobweb, lace, light fingering, fingering, sports DK or worsted. So this one is lace, a couple of lace and a couple of cobweb on that one. And that green one, for instance, that one is actually wool, that dark green one there. That dark green one. So different weights as well, which is nice. So yeah, I thought that was a good thing, not just to support an Etsy seller, but also to support recycled. And Mill sent me a little bundle of fabric. So she got this from Patchwork Plus, which is in Tasmania. So they're online, Patchwork Plus, and I got this fabric, which you will recognise from my little sewing things that I've made, these bits. I've cut into this one. I haven't cut into the others, so I got this one she sent me with all the little foxes, raccoons, echidnas. This guy though, so cute. Super cute, that one. She sent me this one, which is beautiful as well. It's got the lime and mint and mustard coloured floral. There is this one, which reminds me of something from my childhood, but I'm not sure what. Pillowcases or something maybe. This beautiful one, which is like a watercolour. So nice. Big butterfly on it there. And this one, which I actually thought this one would make a nice Christmas something or another. I might use it if I make some of those Christmas decorations that Craft with Fee is making. Might be nice. It's not a Christmas one, but this little bit here looks like holly to me. A little bit of holly. So that's really pretty. And last but not least is this lovely one, which has got the little orange birds with the lovely green, sort of the olive green and the mustardy flowers there also. So love those. Thanks, Mel. Thanks very much. And one other thing, and this is the last thing, and I got this from Caleb, which I purchased from him. Some of the money he donates to good causes, depending on the shop update, what charity he's donating to. But this was a shop update that he did recently, and I was telling my husband about it, and he said, you should get one. I don't need any more encouragement than that. So since he said you should get one, I said to him, well, you choose which colour. And my husband chose the colour. So it's beautifully made, of course, because Caleb made it. It's got the Bearded Purl tag there, a nice handle, which has got the purple colour on the inside of the strap there. And it's just bleached, like a bleached calico on the inside. So it's got a little gusseted bottom on it too. So very nice, and it took a while to get here, as things tend to do from the United States, but it did get here and it's beautiful. Great job, Caleb. Good one. I think that's everything. Yep, I think that's everything. The last thing I was just going to show you was a couple of things. I am doing a shop update on Friday, which if all goes according to the plan, this podcast should go up on Friday morning. So the shop update will be on Friday afternoon, I think. So not everything that I've dyed will be in the shop update because, as I said, my husband is away and I just physically can't skein any more of the yarn. So I'm going to have to leave it until he gets home. So as soon as he gets home, he's going to skein it for me. I will quickly photograph and get it into the shop. So I would say 80% of the things that I've dyed will be in the shop on Friday night. But if you want to hold off till later on, probably by Wednesday, everything else will be in the shop. But I've bought some of the things to show you, and I've got a new base, and this is 100% superwash Polworth, which is a New Zealand wool. It's really quite soft. It is soft. It is supposed to have a lovely stitch definition. I haven't actually knit with it yet, full disclosure, but I might knit a little bit up. It feels nice. It's got a nice halo on it. This is one of the ones I've dyed. It took the dye really nicely, and yeah, so that's going to be, there's going to be some assorted colours of this yarn base in the shop, the Polworth in the 4-ply. I've also got various colours in this stellina. Let's hope this shows up. I cannot get this to show up as beautifully in photos or anything as it is in real life. It's lovely, as Paula would say. It is really, really beautiful. But to get the full benefit of it, you really have to see it in real life. It's so beautiful. I'm going to have to keep some for myself. No problem there. And I have dyed up various colours in that as well. So there's some stellina, that's 4-ply. I've dyed up a whole heap of minis. So I've just bought one bundle in to show you. So that's some minis, lots of different colours I've done. So there'll be, some of those won't be going in the shop until after my husband gets home and skeins them. So there will be some going up and some going up a little bit later. But yep, some minis. And then I have dyed up some, this is just your 4-ply, different colours. This one is one of the ones that I've dyed up. But what I've tried to do is I've dyed some mohair. And for most of the 4-plies, I've got matching mohair. I've dyed 2 skeins of the mohair and 3 skeins of each of the colours. So if you're interested, there will be some mohair with matching yarn going into the shop. And I think that's everything. Yep, I think that's everything. I didn't show my book, but I might show that next week. Let me just have a look. Yes, I think we've covered everything. So that's it. That's it, guys. That's me done. Don't forget about the Instagram giveaway that Kim and I are doing. And I will look forward to seeing your interpretation of what I've told you about that. Oh, gosh. So hopefully that all goes well. I will be running that for probably the 2 weeks, and we will announce the winners on the next podcast. So let me know what you think about that. As always, leave me some comments. Love it. And I love chatting with you guys. We've had heaps of new subscribers in the last 2 weeks, which has been fantastic. it's nice to see everybody coming on board. I'm glad people are interested and enjoying what I'm showing. I hope I'm showing a bit of a cross-section of things. I should have some weird and wonderful things with my cactus, felt flowers and rocks next fortnight, so stay tuned for that. But other than that, guys, I hope you are all well. I hope the weather is lovely, whether you like it hot or cold, wherever you are, and you are enjoying life. I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye.